I definitely won't join APC. That one is out of the question. If I wanted to join APC, I won't be speaking to you the way I am this morning. I'll be giving genuine excuses like everyone else who wants to join, but they are not bold enough to say so because they are weighing their options. I'm not weighing any option. My soul is totally out of it. I cannot sit in a room where one man will dictate to adults, able-bodied adults who have worked all their lives, and say that he is the Lord of the Manor. I will not be in that room.
So guys, Mr. Dele Momodu has given Tinubu a heavy blow after he came out to say he cannot join the APC. We all know that the Tinubu's government is trying to woo the PDP chieftains to join the APC so that they can support him. But guess what? Mr. Dele Momodu has come out to make it categorically clear to Tinubu that he can never join the APC. Even the former governor of Ekiti State said instead of him to join the APC, he rather retires. But people like Mr. Showomi has come out to say that he is ready to work with Tinubu. Like you can see this headline say, if I ever leave PDP, I will join APC because of Buhari, Tinubu. In another headline, he even said that Tinubu is smarter than Atiku and Peter Obi. This is coming after he went to visit Tinubu, and he openly said that he is ready to receive any offer that Tinubu appoints him to take. So guys, you can see what is happening in this country. You know, Tinubu is working hard to make Nigeria a one-party system. Although we have people who still have integrity, like Mr. Dele Momodu has come out to say he can never join the APC. This is coming at a time when Wike, while working for Tinubu, is now taking the step to go reconcile the PDP. Can you imagine? So it's like he's being planted as a mole in the PDP ahead of 2027 presidential election. I'm just going to allow you to take a look at what Mr. Dele Momodu said during this interview session on Channels Television. But before then, I want you to take a look at this short clip. You know, recently, they've been saying obedience are the most toxic set of people on the social media. But this video you're about to watch will teach you a lesson. Take a look for yourself and see what the APC supporters of today did to Jonathan. What they did to Jonathan. And somebody tweeted this video and was like, maybe they say obedience are toxic. Check out this video to know who is really toxic. Now, take a look at the video, and then I will allow you to also see what Mr. Dele Momodu said during this interview section on Channels Television. Now, take a look.
Jonathan, you will not sleep well. Those who are supporting you will not sleep well. When you wake up in the morning, you will be migraine. In the evening, you will be bellyache. If you don't leave quickly, what happened to Abacha will happen to you. If you don't leave quickly, what happened to Yaradua will happen to you. The people of Nigeria say, enough is enough. We're going to call their name and we're going to shout, Ole! We are one by one. Obasanjo! Jonathan! I know they hear them. I know they fear them. We know they fear them. I mean, we say that again. Obasanjo! Babangida! Sambo! Jonathan! David Ma! Their father!
How does it all sound in your ears? It sounds preposterous. It sounds ridiculous that one man who should be busy in Abuja just facing his work. I don't doubt that he can do a good job. I have no doubt that he does a good job. I am not one of those who will even question how much is being thrown at him and how much of it is being spent. That is not my concern today. My concern is that the APC-led federal government is allowing Wike to go on rampage, because ordinarily what Wike is doing is clearly being done with the backing of those at the very top. It's a rehash of what is done in Rivers State with the man he helped install as governor, despite promises by him in the past that when he leaves as governor, he will never dictate to the new governor. A major crisis of monumental dimensions was orchestrated, was aggravated in Rivers by one man. And we all sat there watching until they had to declare a state of emergency. Just because one man would not agree to go away quietly as a former governor. I've never seen anything like it. It's unprecedented in the history of Nigeria. Even the president, the incumbent president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has held Lagos since 1999 to date, has not been as audacious as Wike. In fact, right now, it's looking like we have two presidents in Nigeria. Wike can do anything. Yesterday, I listened to the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the commander-in-chief, calling fellow Nigerians busybodies. You interpreted it as naysayers. Naysayers is still far better than busybodies. Nigerians, you are calling Nigerians busybodies. Bystanders. Who is a bystander in his own country? Because of one man, Wike. And of course, if you were in Wike's shoes, you will dance more than he danced yesterday. I saw the expression on the faces of the audience. They looked captured. They looked befuddled. They looked like, hey, what is our country turning into? The man was dancing because he launched a conference center built at a stupendous cost of 30-something billion, according to the reports. So, if you are talking about PDP, PDP has no other problem than a few desperate politicians who want to hold power by force, who is wicked to dictate to a party where its presidential candidate should come from. I've never heard it before. Yes, you can discuss it. Even the last election in which he participated, he was the one who brought the governor of Benue at that time, Samuel Ortom. And within them, they threw the race open. That's why people like us bought the form. That's why we participated. And after he lost, he has never been consolable. Once he lost that election, he lost everything. And since then, he himself has known no peace, because when a chicken perches on the rope is uncomfortable, the chicken itself is rocking uncomfortably. So that is what is going on. So saying Samaya, who is this, that I'm not interested. You are saying maybe PDP would enter maybe its final run. Well, maybe, perhaps. The undertakers are already within PDP. They provided the coffin. They are just waiting for the corpse.
Now, Chief Momodu, you are a major, PDP stakeholder, and I doubt that you were at that meeting on Monday. And some would say you are one of the few voices of reason left in the PDP. But you granted an interview recently where you said your soul has left the PDP. Only your body remains. And, the defections continue, and hints at defections are continuing. We've heard commentary that has dominated the headlines from Mr. Segun Showumi, PDP governorship candidate in Ogun State in the last election. So the question is, are you leaving the PDP? And if you're leaving the PDP, are you considering joining the coalition?
I am not a major stakeholder in PDP. Today, there's only one major stakeholder in PDP, and that's Nyesom Wike. There is none other. All former governors, current governors, he has insulted them, black and blue. It doesn't care. And they've all taken it with uncommon equanimity. But to call me a major stakeholder, no. I've always been a conscience of reason in PDP. I'm a technocrat. I'm a professional. I have a job. Politics for me is part-time. In fact, if the miracle will happen, it should be that politicians in Nigeria must first of all present their credentials, show us what work they've done before, the businesses, the empire they have built before they come. So what is happening is that there are too many people who live virtually on politics in Nigeria, and so it makes it so difficult for them to understand, to appreciate the suffering of the ordinary people of Nigeria. Nobody is talking about governance again in Nigeria. They are campaigning. Yesterday I drove through Akure and I already saw campaign offices of Mr. President. It's unbelievable. INEC is watching. People want to register new parties. They can't register it because they will put all kinds of bottlenecks on their path. So for me, Whatever happens, when I said my soul is that of PDP, there is nobody, except maybe those benefiting from this government or any other government, who would be happy to see how PDP is in tatters today, to see the rags PDP is wearing today, just because one man wants to keep PDP for himself. He knows what he's doing. They say he's bold, he's courageous. I dare him to join APC. He's holding PDP down, hoping that whenever APC runs into trouble, then he will resurrect PDP for himself. That's all. He knows that PDP is dead. The man who says presidency should be, zoned to the south, wanted to be vice president to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. He doesn't like to hear that truth, but that's the truth. He wanted to be vice president to Atiku Abubakar. So if he is the current vice president and they won that election, will he be talking the way he's talking now? And at any rate, each and every political party has a right to field any candidate, no matter where that candidate is coming from. Any candidate, whether in the north, in the south, in the east, in the west. It is the right, it is the sole prerogative of every political party. It is not the sole property of the Nyesom Wike. In fact, what he is doing now in the different society is tantamount to taking a coup against a political party by going on out and using forces of coercion and all manner of subterfuge to fight the party that made him everything that he is today. I have no fear of contradiction about everything that he is today came from that party. Please go on.
Isn't that, Chief Momodu, I wanted to find out from you. So 2 things I want you to address. One, isn't there merits, whether or not he has a moral argument, and I'll explain what I mean by that moral argument. Isn't there merit in the argument as to presidency should stay in the South, given the fact that Muhammadu Buhari was here for 8 years? That's on one hand. I would like you to respond to that. But in addition to that question, the moral argument here is he has clearly said he will support the president in 2027. Does he have a moral right to now dictate how the direction of your party should go?
Anytime I hear these questions, it sounds very unfortunate. Number one, he does not have the right to determine where PDP, whether it feels it is right or not. He has already chosen his candidate ahead. So he no longer has a say about what PDP will do. PDP would have to strategize if they want to stay alive. They have to strategize about where their candidate will come from. He is fighting Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Abubakar does not have any state. Tinubu has Lagos State permanently locked down. Atiku does not have one. Atiku does not control any governor in Nigeria. So why are they desperately afraid of the man? That is the only reason. I don't care if Tinubu decides to govern forever. As long as Nigerians allow him, so be it. So that's one of the risks and danger of democracy. But in this case, every Nigerian has the right to contest if he finds a political party. And Wike cannot be the sole administrator of PDP. And that's where all the problems started from in the first instance. The North that you are talking about, there are different configurations for different political parties. In 1999, Baba Obasanjo, President Olusegun Obasanjo, governed from 1999 to 2007. After that, President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua took over. Unfortunately, we lost him. Then Dr. Goodluck Jonathan completed their term. He was the vice president then. He completed that in 2011. But remember that all this while, we had Major General Muhammadu Buhari, who was contesting perpetually. Nobody challenged him. It did not matter whether against Obasanjo or against Yar'Adua. He was contesting perpetually. Thereafter, so let's do that. The math. Simple arithmetic. 8 years of Obasanjo plus minimum 5 years of Jonathan was already 13 years. Thereafter, yes. Dr. Goodluck Jonathan was allowed to contest in 2011. If he had won that election at that time, that would have made 17 years to the South. I'm talking about PDP now, because PDP was the one in charge. It would have been 17 years out of 24.
Why will the government
so all those who are arguing it must go first to the North, come down because it's convenient for them, they are being clever by the heart. So This argument about North-South is not in the Constitution of Nigeria. It's a private arrangement within members of a political family. And whatever decision they think will favor their party, that is their right. Now, in PDP, you don't want people to go to primaries. It's obvious. He's scared Steve of losing power. It is in his interest for Tinubu to continue, so which is his right. There's nothing wrong with that. But you cannot say it is your own right for your candidate to continue and that others should not find a solution to their own problems. There is nowhere in the world where that works. But because he has the full backing of the federal government, he will continue to make all these ridiculous assertions, holding ridiculous meetings with his cronies and calling them concerned stakeholders, and nothing will happen to him. We saw what happened in Rivers. Fubara was kicked out because of one man. What was the basis for the state of emergency that we have in Rivers now? Is Rivers State the most troubled state in Nigeria today? The answer is no. Wike is the one who will bring Sheriff from somewhere, is the one who will bring Secondus from somewhere, is the one who will bring Ayu from somewhere, and he will kick all of them out like football.
But Chief Momodu, yes. Isn't the PDP part of its own problem? There were, according to reports, about 26 state chairmen at that meeting on Monday. There were a House of Reps members, senators of PDP extraction at that meeting on Monday. And they are all aware of the oddity that Minister Nyesom Wike is going to support an APC candidate for the 2027 presidential election, and they're going ahead, to converge and rally behind him as he convenes a major stakeholders forum. So, isn't PDP part of its own problem?
Oh no, of course, there's no doubt about that. If governors who have not even spent 2 years are voluntarily decamping to APC, don't you know something is wrong somewhere? Something is wrong with our politicians. That's why I told you I'm not a major stakeholder. And I don't want to be a major stakeholder. All I want is that this democracy, and I'm very happy that this interview is taking place a date of June 12th. So that if we still have any iota of conscience left, we will know that we have damaged this democracy. In fact, all those who suffered for this democracy, especially those in heaven, if they can see us, they will be crying. Where was Wike during that struggle? Who knew characters like him during that struggle? But today, Wike is talking as if he's the founding father of Nigeria. And whatever he says, as if we have a military ruler as the minister of FCT, and he can bench orders to people because he's intoxicated by power. So that is the issue. I agree with you absolutely that we have many politicians who cannot stand. And so they can't stand for any principle, they can't stand for any ideology, and they are not even ashamed of looking at their own children. See how they are being kicked around like robots. It's unfortunate, but like I said, every man for himself, God for us all.
All right.
Wike definitely is doing what his boss wants him to do. That if your boss tells you that your critics are busybodies and they are bystanders, and that's what we've all become.
All right.
We all work together.
All right, Chief Momodu.
Akiwaju was our great leader in exile.
All right, Chief Momodu. Just before, I'm happy we're jumping into that conversation. We just have about 1 to 2 minutes left. If you can do this for us, what should we be reflecting on as far as June 12 is concerned?
Is that I've told you we've damaged this democracy, and I hope we've not damaged it beyond repairs, because the audacity, the effrontery of this set of politicians, whether at the executive level, the legislative level, the local government level, it's totally unbelievable.
Chief Momodu, thank you so much. But before I let you go, I think my colleague asked, I don't know whether he gave us an answer. So with all the things you have said, with concerns...
The answer is simple. For me, the summary of this interview on the eve of June 12th is that Nigeria is virtually back to civilian dictators who don't care how you feel, what you feel. Nigerians are hungry.
Okay. All right, Chief, so before we let you go, are you staying with the PDP? Fayose has said, rather than join the APC, he will retire. Showomi says maybe he's on his way.
I definitely won't join APC. That one is out of the question. If I wanted to join APC, I won't be speaking to you the way I am this morning. I'll be giving genuine excuses like everyone else who want to join, but they are not bold enough to say so because they are weighing their options. I'm not weighing any option. My soul is totally out of it. I cannot sit in a room where one man will dictate to adults, able-bodied adults who have worked all their lives and say that he is the Lord of the Manor, I will not be in that room.
Okay.
So guys, Tinubu has succeeded in making Nigeria a one-party system. Many people from the PDP are now heading to the APC. It came with great shock to many Nigerians when they saw Showomi, the man who has been canvassing that he has been in the PDP for the longest, and he was asking Peter Obi to come back to the PDP. Recently, he visited Tinubu, and all of a sudden, he said he is ready to join Tinubu if he's offered a position. If Tinubu gives him any job to do, he is willing to join the Tinubu's camp. And guess what? He even has a buzz with Bola Dane on Twitter, because that Bola Dane posted that video of him, granting interview on Channels Television. And Bola Dane said, I have been vindicated, meaning that all those people that insulted me for joining Tinubu now are coming back looking for the same Tinubu that they accused me of, abandoning Atiku to go for Tinubu. So guys, you can see that we don't have leaders in this country. Now Kanu is trending on the social media. Ask me why. He said he's ready to die for APC and Tinubu. He's just making all these statements for his own benefits. He's coming out saying things that are not supposed to be said. These are senators saying they are ready to die supporting Tinubu. Is he supposed to come out blatantly to say so that he rather die if he will not support Tinubu? That's to tell you the level at which these politicians have messed up this country. And that is why Peter Obi is calling on obedience, that you guys should sit up. Sit up and let us displace these people. Let's remove them come 2027. The shock of their lives was what happened in the last election in Lagos, when what they saw was a wave, a storm that hit them in Lagos. Who could have told Tinubu that he doesn't own Lagos? And Tinubu will believe. They didn't know that times have changed. Peter Obi wants to transform this country, and Nigerian youths are aligning to what he's saying. Nigerian youths are believing Peter Obi, understanding what Peter Obi is saying. Peter Obi is somebody you can trust, you can believe him, which is some of the things that are difficult to find among Nigerian politicians. And he has proven that he can be trusted. Now, he's calling on obedience to join hands together that we can remove these people. If elections are conducted freely, fairly, and with some level of credibility, I tell you, Tinubu cannot come back. Tell me what an ordinary Nigerian will want to vote Tinubu for. Is it the hunger, the insecurity? How many people have lost their beloved ones? All these people losing their beloved ones in Nigeria. How would they vote for Tinubu? Tell me how somebody that has lost a tier 1 in Nigeria will want to vote for Tinubu's government. So guys, I don't know what you make of this. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell. Please give this video a like so that you too can recommend it to others, and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you.